Hi everyone, my name is Leslie. I am a Christian childbirth doula, and this is my channel where I share about birth, faith, and family. So today I actually want to continue sharing another resource for where you can hear empowering birth stories. So just tune in for a couple more minutes to get that resource. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Also, feel free to share this video with anybody you think could benefit from this resource. Okay, here we go. So, as I mentioned earlier this week, my number one tip for how to have a joyful birth experience is to hear positive birth stories, because this will help you to counteract the negative connotation that you may have with labor, the fear associated with it based on what you see in movies, what we hear from other people's horror stories, or maybe even potentially a past birth experience that was unpleasant for you. And so we want to help to build your faith. And so it is important to listen to positive, encouraging, empowering birth stories to help empower you for your own positive birth experience. And so yesterday I shared my number one resource, which is a podcast. Just go ahead and I'll link that here so that you can take a look at that video. But today I want to share with you my second resource, which is actually another podcast. Now, you're probably asking, Leslie, why would you include another podcast as another resource? Well, as I mentioned yesterday, faith comes by hearing. So, and also we are all really limited and pressed for time. So when you can just pop in your headphones and listen to somebody else tell you their story, I mean, there's nothing better than hearing first, word of mouth. Positive word of mouth is the best. If you've ever worked service or hospitality or anything like that, that's my background. Positive word of mouth is like the best thing you can have. And so in that same way, there is nothing better than hearing positive birth stories straight from the horse's mouth, as the saying would say. So I would say check out this podcast. It is called Built to Birth. It is led by a doula named Bridget Taylor, who is based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. She has this great podcast. It's relatively new, so there's only like 8 episodes, which is why I'm sharing it, because it's about 8 hours of content, give or take. Some of the episodes vary from like 45 minutes to an hour. And so you have about 8 hours of stories about people's variety of births. Now, what I really, really like about her podcast is that because it is new, a lot of these stories are about women who have birthed during COVID-19. They are in the same situation, any pregnant mamas out there, as you are, as you may be dealing with the fears associated with how to give birth during this specific time, not how to have given birth a year ago or even 2 or even 6 months ago, before we went through this quarantine and this pandemic. And just the condition of the world today is different than it looked on January 1st. And so I just want to encourage you that with stories of people who have given birth during this time. And so that is why I recommend the podcast Built to Birth. Now, this podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. So I will go ahead and just link it down below so that you can have a link to it. It's also available on YouTube if you like to watch the person speak. It's available on YouTube as well. So I'll link that down below for you. But I highly recommend, if you feel like you are struggling with fear around how to give birth in the current conditions of the world, if you're set to give birth, over the next couple months or even like this year, and if you're currently pregnant, this may be something that you're concerned with. And so I highly, highly recommend it. I mean, the births range from a home birth, a hospital birth, someone who was planning a hospital birth but ended up doing a home birth last minute. I mean, there are stories there of success stories of people who struggled with infertility and endometriosis and successful IVF stories, just a plethora, even in 8 episodes, a plethora of people coming from different walks of life, different women coming from different walks of life, but all of them all of them with positive birth stories on the other end of it. And so I encourage you, check that out. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are notified anytime I make a new video. God bless you and have a great day. Bye.